Hey everyone, hope you're ready for something a little bit different, and this is going to be an episode type that you'll see more and more of in the future as we go and talk about some early classic coins. And this could be anything pre-1950. I might shoot one out there tonight. I have a really special one here for you, and the Classic Head Large Cent series. From a brief kind of like generalized glance, was a very short-lived series, okay, which started in 1808 after the draped bust design, and this went all the way up till 1814. So it's only a 6-year run. A few other key points you need to know about the Classic Head series during this time frame is that they were very poorly done. Okay, the draped bust design that preceded it, far better quality. Okay, better design. The planchet quality was a lot better, and the Matron Head Cent series that started in 1816 was also far superior. So there was a small 6-year window in which these coins were produced and struck on absolutely horrible planchets. If you can imagine a sandcastle, okay, you build it, it's really nice, but over time you begin to see little bits and pieces and chunks crack off of it. Kind of think of what the blanks, endured as they were struck for the Classic Head Cent series. You'd find examples with strike-throughs, what appears to be strike-throughs, when in reality it was actually chunks of the metal falling off in the minting process. So for that very reason, okay, the series is extremely valuable across the board. Tonight's date that we're going to focus on, okay, and there's a real good reason why I picked this date, because it's the most plentiful. It's the highest mintage out of the series at 1.4858, so 1,458,500 pieces. By all accounts, it's an extremely scarce mintage, and if you factored in attrition, they'll probably take that number and drop it by 30-40%, and that's how many surviving pieces are left out in the marketplace today. Okay, so that kind of gives you an idea of why these are sought after, especially in the higher grades. And this is a coin that, from the lowest of grades, from poor to fair AG, all the way up through the fine and very fine XF grades, they're pretty pricey. For something so meager, like take for example you saw an XF at the beginning of the video, okay, and then now I've switched over to what is conceivably the more readily available grade out there in good VG. And a common thing that you'll see on these coins is a lot of examples exhibit some sort of corrosion, verdigris, which is a green type of corrosion that spreads over time and really does more damage to the coin, and just overall damage. People use these as tools, they use them as screwdrivers, you name it, that's what they use these specific coins for. So to find actual surviving high-end pieces, okay, that are anything over VG, okay, I had the pleasure way back in the early 2000s, I believe it was 2003, I purchased a VF20 of this coin, which, it was acceptable at the time for my typeset that I was putting together. I've since moved on from that piece. It just wasn't in my wheelhouse. It's going to be tough to find that XF example around the price range that I need it for, because they're so expensive. VG examples still sell in the $75 to $100 range, especially if they're problem free. So light corrosion or no corrosion at all, even toning, even wear. These are all the things that discerning copper, early copper collectors look for in these type of coins. All right, so the 1810 date, even though it is more plentiful than any other 5 other dates for the series, the pricing is almost very eerily similar, because again, the series is so tough to collect in any sort of like problem-free grade that the price is kind of like it's static throughout all 6 dates for the series. So you might as well start at 1810. There is an 1810 over 9. Okay, so it is an overdate with an 1809 variety, which, you know, that's a more attractive, appealing coin to have. There isn't really a huge kind of like markup in price going from a regular 1810 to an 1810 over 9. So that's one of the more popular varieties. So, you know, if you're looking to get into early American coinage, okay, and you needed to fulfill your typeset with a coin from the Classic Head series of large cents, you might as well look for an 1810. Okay, the real challenge is, again, finding an example, whether it's a poor to fair or good or VG, into the fine ranges problem-free. That's where the challenge is going to be. Otherwise, you could find, you know, some coins much like that good that I showed you, pretty available for, you know, under $50. They're not pretty, but again, they're going to fulfill a type need, and in addition, they have a lot of history. Me personally, I have no problem having some of those lower grade coins. The purist in me wants, you know, a higher grade that's problem free, but I will enjoy the others just the same. And finally, for your viewing convenience, for your viewing pleasure, here's what a Mint State 65 looks like. As you can see, these coins are hard to find full red. If you're able to find one that grades out kind of like in this level, you know, mid state, you know, 64, 65, you're talking about a coin that's valued between $25,000 and $100,000. Yeah, that they're expensive compared to, let's say, a more common 1804 draped head, or maybe, you know, like 1806. Sorry, 1806, 1807 draped bust large cent, where the same type of grade will probably be about half of what the Classic Head is, for something that's older plus on a more appealing design. So enjoy this wonderful, beautiful photo of a Mint State 65 red. Actually, it's a red brown. This is what they look like, brand spanking new. And again, the coins are fantastic. The strike is less than desirable, as you've seen through the few images I've shown you. And you know what? There's a lot of different types of like Newcomb varieties. I think that's what they use on these. I'm not sure. They're not Sheldon. Sheldon is for the earlier large cents. But anyways, there's a lot of neat die cracks and cuds that can be found on these coins. So if you find one at your local coin shop, you know, with some of these attributes, that makes them a whole lot more special. But again, you know, this is our spotlight coin for the night. It's a 1810 Classic Head large cent, and it was a pleasure discussing this one with you tonight. And if you guys have questions, comments, go ahead and post them below. And either myself or, you know, a wide range of various coin experts who frequent my channel would be more than happy to help answer anything you might have. But in any event, that wraps it up for tonight. Please like and subscribe, and I appreciate you guys as always. You guys have a wonderful evening, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.